I'm Jimmy Z, and I play the guitar.
I am Jacob Harris, and I play rhythm guitar and some of the singing as well.
Hi, my name is Boomer. I play the drums for Yoaded and Gorgeous, and I also sing on occasion.
Hey, my name is Nico. I play keyboard, synth, and do some of the vocals for Yoaded and Gorgeous.
My name is Connor. I play bass on Yoaded and Gorgeous, and on occasion I shout into the microphone, and it's very exciting.
Basically, I just made a comment about how in the suburbs around here, there's a lot of wealth. There's a lot of, there's a lot of people with money, so hence they're loaded. And then there's a lot of beautiful women around in the suburbs, so, hence they're gorgeous. So loaded and gorgeous.
He said that.
It was at a higher volume. They're loaded and gorgeous.
It's like one of those moments that everyone has where it's like, oh, that would be such a great band name, where someone says something ridiculous, and then you think of all the ways that Loaded and Gorgeous could apply to the music, because the music is both heavy and soft, and so he said a ridiculous thing, and I think and Loaded and Gorgeous just works it's very unique and works in a lot of different ways.
You remember though, we had like other names, and we were like, that's kind of goofy, this is all cool, like all these other ones. And then we went and talked to people, and everybody was like, Loaded and Gorgeous doesn't do anything else.
Oh yeah, we did pitch some. Colleen, she hated it. Some people hated it for sure, but everyone had a strong reaction to the name, so it was definitely the one to go with.
Absolutely,
It's polarizing.
Yes. I don't polarize.
It has an ampersand as well.
Gotta love the ampersand.
Do not fuck up the ampersand.
Yeah.
I love when that one kid misidentified us as, yo, you guys are loaded and dangerous.
Loaded and dangerous.
Right? Yeah, that was badass too.
Yeah, Loaded and Dangerous would have been equally good.
I'm not a threat to society.
So I think having an album out like that just makes it so we're more accessible to the Buffalo scene, and more people can hear us and make an opinion on what they think of us.
Well, the other thing is too is that so many different groups that play here and exist in our space. It seems kind of difficult for people to kind of get together and try to make some cohesive. It's a lot of work, but the fact that we're able to kind of have something stamped and printed out, and it's out there in the public, I mean, like, that's a huge step. It really is. Yeah, I have people like reaching out to me now. It's like that I haven't really talked to in a long time. Oh, my friends.
My friends living in the
If there's ever a silver lining to like starting a band during a pandemic, I feel like we talked about other bands in the scene and stuff trying to get their come up, and I think we touched on accessibility has almost been like a detriment when like bands been playing for 3 years here and it's like, oh, you want to go see them? Like, let's check out their, oh damn, they have no music posted. So like we're 10 shows deep and people are like, oh, let's check out this single, and we're showing up humming the bars to the tune and stuff. It's been a huge asset in terms of us gaining steam quickly. And then having the whole album out and accessible hopefully just skyrockets that. There's a lot of excitement that surrounds just the idea of coming out with something that is like official. So hopefully ride those coattails to superstardom.
Super. Yes. Couldn't agree more. Well said. Yeah. Yeah, I think sharing decisions and everything just makes everyone feel involved, and everyone has ownership over the band. And I think the way that we set this band up is everyone does have input, in making decisions like that, but also just in making the songs, and like everyone has their ideas, and all the ideas are heard. And I think that approach keeps everyone happy and makes the music fresh and exciting, and everyone's excited to play all the songs. And
I think it almost touches on something that Jimmy said earlier when, like, you think about our names, some of the feelings we try and encapsulate are both, like, heavy, loaded ass tunes, but also some of the pretty feels. And I know we're even thinking about another album in the near future and thinking about, like, okay, like, each one of us is writing songs. We do 2 or 3 a piece. Like, it'll kind of encompass all of our feel, have a nice flow throughout. And I think that that's a huge asset and benefit, being able to take creative energy from each one of us, which are individual, unique, but then kind of like you hinted at, we work very collaboratively together, so coming together with loose ideas and concepts and taking the things that make each one of us special in terms of music, putting that together and making a fully cohesive piece that hopefully people can pick up on and enjoy.
Yeah. Freaking Boomer's on a train, not to bring up my own name, but
His namesake.
Hey.
but it is interesting to talk about, like, as that is an example, because I was literally like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, we were like riffing that, like, between us 3 for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And then-
Just hanging out, trying to work that song out, and just yelling bullshit.
I remember
exactly.
you telling the story later and just like literally yelling while telling the story, being like, I was just yelling, Boomer's on a train, over and over again, and then all of a sudden it was just like, bam. It was like, I definitely think that I have a similar idea to what the 2 of you had shared, but like, it's so cool to have like everybody write songs and then everybody write their own pieces as well, and everybody be as open-minded as they are. There's definitely been times where people, I feel like, are like, let's start the song out like this. I've written songs and I'm like, let's do it like this. And then we get there and I'm like, oh, that's sick. Never mind, do it like that.
Yeah, but I think what you're saying, with the new album, having the gorgeous tunes and the loaded tunes, like the pretty stuff and the heavy stuff, I think The Gorgeousness does that as well. I mean, songs like Baltimore Street and The Peak are kind of more on the softer side. Obviously, the Waterfall trilogy, or whatever you want to call it, is it's a beautiful one as well. And then there's the heavy songs like Coming In Hot and Living in the East, 916. Mm-hmm. So I like that about the band a lot. Yeah, Baltimore Street is actually a street in Buffalo where this music venue Ironworks is at, and it's right behind it. There's all these cool murals painted there, and Ironworks is just like this big live music venue in our town that we all gone to and enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a song for the scene, because like you can now be, once like Ironworks is back up and running, that's gonna be like some crazy. You're gonna be fucked up and walking out of Ironworks and walk onto Baltimore Street. It's just gonna immediately click at that moment.
Baltimore Street runs through this like cobblestone parking lot, and they also do a music festival there called Cobblestone Live in August, and it's like a 2-day festival where it's not like camping or anything, because it's right there on this like back alley, but they just like set up these stages on this back alley, and it's actually awesome. I mean, I saw Billy Strings there, and Aqueous has played there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's very knowledgeable, really nice guy, and honestly, just kind of getting a perspective from someone I guess I would consider like a professional musician. I feel like you guys might share that opinion, but
he's for sure.
Yeah, it's just having that type of perspective. Just someone who's experienced and in a lot of things that we're not doing right now, but who knows. Things could happen in the future. Just that one experience that we had with him.
Gantzer's a really cool guy, and we were lucky to connect with him. He actually showed up at our Milky's gig like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Milky's is this cool bar on Elmwood in Buffalo, and he showed up there and he saw us play, and we connected afterwards and just talked about getting together and talking about some pointers about the music industry and improvising and just things that we're excited about that he has good experience with. And he's just like a really cool guy who is always around the Buffalo music scene.
Person. Yeah. It was cool to just hang out with him, have something to talk about. Like when I've been seeing Aqueous for like years now, and that was kind of like awestruck a lot of times. I'd see him like passing, I'd be like, hey, like I don't know what to say to you. You blow my mind. It was just cool to have some common ground.
The energy is pretty good so far. I'm excited. Yeah, the stage is awesome. The cave has a really nice setup there. Professional lights and sound. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love playing those songs. I'm excited to explore the space with our jams and see the energy of the night. I'm excited. Tom Pink is one of the most talented artists in Buffalo, I would say, and I love his approach. I mean, he's one of my personal favorites. Yeah, we'd all been really interested in Tom's work for a while, and we've been talking about how we wanted to make the album art for our album, and I think that was something we all agreed on, so we would be very interested in doing it. And yeah, Jacob reached out to him, and he had he responded, and it's cool because he's a very busy guy. He's got a lot of projects, and he's very popular around here. So for him to be willing to give us 100 hours of his time, to both listen to our album and also to create that, because when we went into this project, we just told Tom to listen to the music and then sketch what he thinks is best, and he came with 3 or 4 sketches.
Imagine how crazy, poor that could have gone so much, and then it turned into this,
and it was
the best
so
possible
perfect. Thing. Yeah, I thought he captured the music really well. I mean, he's got the train on there, and the whole picture is exactly what I would want it to be, and what I could have never imagined it to be.
Looking at that painting is like listening to The Dead, where you go back and look at it, and or you just find another thing. You just see another thing, or even if you already saw it 10 times, you go back to it and you're like, oh, that's really sweet. I'm gonna focus on that this time. It's just very. It's really, really cool. It doesn't feel like I don't know how to say it. The painting doesn't end, so to speak, because you don't ever fully process it, because it's just constantly coming at you in a different way.
His style is amazing, and the fact that he wants to be associated with us, I feel honored. It's awesome.
I think it's cool and somewhat nostalgic. The first time I think a lot of us ever saw Tom's painting was at a thing we went to last summer, almost a year ago at this point, which is cool to think about because it was a kid who Jacob mentioned earlier, Mitch, who was a former roommate of mine and his band started doing their own thing and did a summer little festival at one of the kids' house, and that's kind of one of our first big meetings of a lot of other people in the scene. So a lot of bands who we kind of formed close relationships with and now are opening up for or having them open for us. There was Tom Pink live painting some of the art that we fell in love with going and seeing him in that community. So to have him be such a integral part of this album release and what we are coming from that community, almost like I said, feels very nostalgic with always remind me of my roots getting put on by the scene and being very, very grateful of that, wanting to do it to other people in this scene, keep that train rolling. Live action Michael Keaton, nothing beats animated series.
But looking at the camera, tell me. You want me to not say Adam West, dude? Christian Bale. Yeah.
Where is she?
What, nobody likes Ben Affleck?
Christian Bale's actually
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.